During this time, everyone's at home, you can't go to the gym. I see a tremendous number of people outside walking, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are doing the same. Well, walking, if you don't actually put a lot of effort into it, it really doesn't much of an exercise. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you some suggestions and some rules, and I give you some stretches to do previous and after a walk to help reduce any chances of repetitive strain and also improve the level of exercise to make it more intense and mix it up a little bit. All right, so before you walk, and before you do stretches, you want to do a light warm-up. A warm-up can be simple as just in place and you just march. Just march in place. Doesn't have to be anything great. All you're doing is marching in place for about 30 seconds just to get the heart pumping a little bit. After you do that, and that can be 30 seconds to a minute, after that, then go right into your stretches. Now I'm going to go through a series of stretches rather quickly. You can pick and choose the ones that you like. I recommend all of these. It doesn't take long, but you can go through it quickly and you hit all the major muscle groups in the lower extremities. Okay. So I like starting with a gorilla hang. All you do is you bend your knees a little bit and you just kind of fall forward. You just let everything hang, and the knees can be bent a little or a lot, depending on the level of hamstring flexibility. So my knees are bent a little, I just hang, so I feel a little bit right back here, maybe a little bit in my back, and that's it. I just hang. All these stretches can be anywhere from 10 to 15 seconds long, okay? So it moves pretty rapidly. So we start with the gorilla hang, 10 to 15 seconds, okay? Come back up, and I'm gonna step right into a high or a low lunge, depending on what you wanna do. So high lunge is just I step forward with one foot, and it's a nice big step, nice wide step too. So I'm like this. If you're like this, it's going to be a balance issue. So nice wide, you lunge forward with, say, your right leg first. You want to feel the stretch here, right? The back leg, the front of the back leg. You can stay up high like this. This is the high lunge, and this is the low lunge. Again, 10, 15 seconds. Then we're going to do what's called a praying lunge, where you just, hands come down. So now we're stretching the front leg. Hands come down, 10, 15 seconds. If you're doing the high lunge, it looks basically the same way. You just drop your hands down. If you can't reach the floor, you can reach the knee, stand like this. 10, 15 seconds. Drop down, and then we're going to move into the pigeon stretch. The pigeon stretch, you just bring your foot across, drop your knee down, and hang it out. 10 to 15 seconds. This is for that. This would be for your right hip. That's the right leg. We're going to go through that same series on the other side. Starting with your gorilla hang for 10 seconds. Coming up. Big lunge. Praying lunge. And pigeon stretch. Good. Then we're going to stretch our quad, simply grabbing your foot. If you can't grab your foot with your hand, you can use a towel or a belt. And you want to keep the knees. People do this, they do it wrong, they're like that. You want to bring the knee down so the knees are level and pull the heel to your butt. 10, 15 seconds. And the other side. I know I'm getting winded. And then the final is the squat. Just a straight catcher squat. Now, if you can't do this with keeping your knees on the heels on the floor, you can pop your heels up. That's fine. So this is more of a catcher's squat. Your heels can be up or your heels can be flat, depending on your flexibility. 10, 15 seconds, and that completes this stretch series. As you can see, it goes really quick. We have some rules though I like to recommend when it comes to walking. People think, oh, just walking is walking. But the American Medical Association recommends that you do at least moderate level exercise. Now, what is that? Just taking a walk may not be that. So there are some rules. One, you want to avoid pain. So if you're walking, you're having sharp pain, there's something wrong, and you probably don't need to do that because you don't want to exacerbate a problem that's developing. Two, use your entire body when you're walking. What I mean by that is, some people when they walk, they're not moving from here up, so it looks like this. Okay, so you're only using your legs. That's what I call mall walking, which nobody's doing now anymore because all malls are closed. But so to increase the amount of effort your heart's putting, you want to use your upper body too. So that means your arms are pumping away as well. When you walk, you really want to put the arm swing. It's going to use more muscles in the shoulder girdle. Actually puts more effort on your heart. So that's an easy way to intensify it, just by including some heavy arm swings in it. Another one, wear comfortable, supportive shoes. That's a no-brainer. But depending on where you're walking, if you're walking, hiking, and the surface is gravel or dirt, you may want to wear something that has a little bit more ankle support to reduce any likelihood of ankle twist, which happens quite a bit. If you're walking just on concrete, definitely just a nice walking shoe, a tennis shoe, something like that, supportive. Number 4, I recommend that you get a heart rate monitor. Okay, the heart rate monitors are great. There's so many different kinds out now. You can get them pretty reasonable and inexpensive. What that does is that you need to know the intensity that you're working. Like I said, the American Medical Association recommends 50% moderate exercise, which is about 50% of your max heart rate, and trying to do about 150 minutes a week of that. That doesn't sound like too bad, but what is 50% of your max heart rate? So if you don't have a heart rate monitor, you really are kind of exercising in the blind. And if you're putting that time and effort into it, you might as well do it right. Okay. So how do you figure out your heart rate? We're going to include on the site a little formula so you can refer to that and figure out what you want to be able to do and the level of intensity you choose to do. Okay. So we also recommend throwing in some drills as you're walking. Okay. So after you do the stretches, you're off from walking. Walking to me can get a little boring, so I throw some interval drills throughout the walk. So let's say you're walking 20, 30 minutes. You don't have to do these drills the whole time, but every so often, after a few minutes of walking, you can throw in these drills which will actually increase the level, kind of level up your walking intensity. And there's lots of ways to do this. One of the easiest ways is just walk faster. Okay, when you're walking, you want to actually really feel your heel hit the ground and pull yourself through space. Okay, so you have your body weight, and now you're really activating your glutes and your leg muscles to pull you faster. So you're walking with intention, like you're trying to get somewhere as quickly as you can. Another way is use the bigger arm swings. So we talked about just moving your arms, but really swinging your arms with bigger effort and longer strides. That's an exaggerated walk. Trying that. And all these drills, I recommend you just do these drills for about 10 to 15 seconds, and that's enough. And you don't have to just do one, you can do several of them. So usually I will do 2 or 3 in a row. So for 10, 15 seconds, I'll choose 2 or 3 of these and then continue with just my normal walking. Some other ones you can use is what we call butt kickers. Okay, a butt kicker is just as you're walking, you're snapping your foot back and popping your heel up against your butt. And you just do that as you're walking. Now it slows your walking down a little bit, but it's emphasizing different muscle groups. Another drill you can include is the squat sidestepping. So just holding the squat and you sidestep. 10 seconds one way, turn around and continue and 10 seconds on the other side. Also, you can high knee it. High knee is, as you're walking, you can have your hands right in front, like so, and you just pop your hand with each knee as you're walking. You can do what we call our speed squats. Okay, you're walking, you stop, and a speed squat is where your legs are nice and wide, and you do little mini squats as fast and as many as you can in the 10 to 15 seconds. There's countless other little drills you can do. You can get creative with it, and this definitely increases the intensity of your workout. And if you're wearing the heart rate monitor, you can see and keep your heart rate in a range that is going to be therapeutic for you and safe. After your walk, all those stretches that I did at the beginning, you repeat all those stretches once again. And good luck out there.